Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin weighing in on the American economy, saying, quote, "It's living like parasites off the global economy and their monopoly of the dollar." Isn't this the same country that is now in charge of our space program? So is it time to rethink American astronauts getting rides to space from Russia? And how should our president respond? Lance Roberts, radio talk show host of Street Talk and chief editor of the X Report, joins me now. Good to see you, Lance.
Good morning.
All right, so what was the mission of Putin to say that the Americans are parasites on the global economy?
Well, first of all, there's a delicate balance of what's going on internationally. And let's not forget that Russia defaulted on their debt not so many years ago. But the bottom line here is that, you know, the policies that have been put in place by this current administration have continued to weaken the dollar. As other countries buy our debt, when they convert back into their own currency, they lose value. So our weak policies, this continued mounting of debt, which is what he's addressing, devalues our currency relative to the rest of the world. And this is why he was making claims about we need to find another type of reserve currency to use for international transactions, because we're hurting their ability to trade.
And that talk has been around for the last couple of years. But is he right?
Well, in a way, yes. The debt deal that we just passed is obviously something that is going to put us in a worse position 2 or 3 years from now. And it's unfortunate that we fell into this trap over the last couple of years. But this is something that we've got to start returning and getting back on track to start getting the economy back to growing jobs. You were talking to the governor of Wisconsin earlier. He's absolutely right. If we don't start creating jobs, you cannot turn this country around. And look, giving our space program away, that is a huge multiplier and creator of jobs in this country. And that was a really bad mistake that we're going to regret a few years from now.
When John McCain was running for president, one of his most notable quotes was that when he looked at Vladimir Putin in the eye, he still saw the KGB. What should President Obama do with Vladimir Putin?
Well, obviously, there's not much he can respond to. The claims that Putin made are correct. I mean, he used facts and figures, and unfortunately, there's not really a way that you can just respond and say you're wrong, because unfortunately, he's right. If he wants to respond, he needs to say, you know, what we're doing here in this country is we're going to start doing the things necessary to get this economy back and get this country back to prosperity, which we have not done over the last couple of years and really the last decade, is to start creating the things that made this country great to start with, which was actually manufacturing, production, and space exploration.
So you talked about the space program and the fact that we handed it over to the Russians. Will it be a little uncomfortable for the American astronauts moving forward, flying up into those close quarters with the Ruskies?
Well, you know, that's a huge deal, and I think ultimately that, again, like I said earlier, it's something that we'll regret. You know, here, I grew up in Houston, so I'm a little bit biased towards NASA anyway, but, you know, it's the idea that more of our technology today has come from space development, and, you know, moving forward into the future, we've given up a big platform to not only create new technology and explore the outer realms of what's outside of this planet to another country, but we've also given up a lot of our national heritage over the last 50 years.
All right. Always great to see you, Lance Robert. He's the host of Street Talk and the chief editor of the X Report. Check it out. Good to see you, Lance.
Thank you.
When we first